I wondered the scenario that would play out last night for the Lakers. If the Lakers didn't win that game, does Frank Vogel, is he still the head coach when the Lakers go on a road trip? Now, this is a Pacer team that hasn't won many games on the road. They're a terrible road team. Well, what'd they do? They go in and they win the game. 3-19 on the road. This is a game you're supposed to win. This is a game where the team comes together to support Frank Vogel. We're going to put together a great effort here. And then all of a sudden you go, we lost at home. If you were going to script, and this is the land of scripts, if you were going to script a worst case scenario, you did it. Home loss to a bad team, a bad road team. Russell Westbrook gets benched, doesn't stay around to talk to the media. LeBron shouldn't have to stay to talk about Russell Westbrook being benched. LeBron had, another great game here. But if you wanted worst case scenario, you got it. Here is the head coach, or at least for right now, Frank Vogel, on everybody taking responsibility.
A loss like this, like you said, to a sub-500 team, the responsibility falls on who? Coaches, players, everyone involved in this?
Yeah, you answered the question. It's everyone. It's all of us. We got to coach player better. They got to play better. Everything has to be better. Got to execute. The effort, focus, everyone.
He should have said management in there as well. But he was asked about not using Russell Westbrook in the fourth quarter.
Frank, you opted to go with Russ on the bench at the end of the game. What were you looking for there? What was the thinking behind that choice?
Yeah, playing the guys I thought were going to win the game.
Wow.
Zing!
Wow.
Could you clarify that?
Yeah, no. Don't have to read between the lines there. Feels like if Frank Vogel is going down, he's going to go down with the players that he wants to play. I don't think that they went to Frank Vogel and said, Coach, I want to know, will you sign off on us trading for Russell Westbrook? It was probably presented more like this. Coach, we're bringing in, LeBron wants to bring in Russ. I hope you're okay with that. All right, thank you. He has no veto power there. Now, that's not all on Russell Westbrook, but this is just a mishmash here. You're trying to put together a lineup. It's not a good lineup. Even when it's healthy, it's not a good lineup. It's an interesting lineup. And if you want an interesting story, you have an interesting story because Frank Vogel's going to lose his job. Now, what is the fallout before the trade deadline? And we love to look at a trade from one side of the trade. Like, who do the Lakers get? I'm thinking, who the hell is going to want Russell Westbrook at that salary? If you say, let's trade him to a younger team. Well, if I have a rebuild, I don't want a guy in his early 30s who wants to prove to everybody that he can score 30 points a night. And I've said this before, and this audience has reminded me, I do love watching him play. He's fascinating, but he's not as fascinating now because you can't get away with his style. For a team that's trying to win a championship, you want to put him with the Wizards? Okay. Houston, okay. Oklahoma City, okay. You're with the Lakers. You're with the franchise, with one of the greatest players of all time, trying to cement his legacy and get one more title, an inch closer to Jordan. You bring him in, and I thought it was great for the regular season because he's an energy guy, and he'll allow LeBron to almost load management while playing in games. So I understood it from that standpoint. But if you said you could get Buddy Hield or Tyrese Halliburton from the Kings, those kind of players, I like that better. I need guys who know what they do well. And it's too late to do it now because it feels like Russ is damaged goods. He's been labeled, and I know you can say, well, look, he's almost averaging a triple-double. I think we've moved on from, hey, had a triple-double. It's not a big deal. It certainly is not as big of a deal as it used to be because now it seems almost commonplace. But remember when Allen Iverson was 35? Nobody wanted Allen Iverson. 4 years ago, nobody wanted Carmelo. And Russ, that style just doesn't work. on a night-in, night-out basis. And Frank Vogel's probably saying, all right, you're going to fire me, then I'm going to play the guys I want to play. Here is LeBron James on pointing fingers.
LeBron, how have you seen Frank operate the last couple games, maybe in the last week? There's obviously been more reports that his job could be in jeopardy.
Listen, I'm not in that business of pointing fingers or pointing blame or trying to put a quote at the end or at the start of someone's commentator of what they feel, our coaching staff or Frank is or where Russ is or where I'm at or AD. If it's not positive for me, I'm cool. It's not my lane. I'm not a negative person.
Well, this isn't about negativity. This is just about accountability. What have you said to management about Frank Vogel? What has management said to you about Coach's future here? I don't think they're going to do something without his input. Let's put it that way. If you had input to bring in Russ, you might have input on if Frank Vogel is able to stay. LeBron contributed 30 and 12 rebounds. He now has 10,000 career rebounds. In the 2019-2020 season, the Lakers went 20-1 when LeBron scored 30 or more. In his other 3 seasons in L.A., the Lakers are 22-22 when he scores 30 or more.
Stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day. Here comes that
What?
Stat of the day.
And now we begin a road trip with the Lakers. So the rest of the month, the Lakers are on the road. Is Frank Vogel the head coach when the Lakers come back home? How about this? Who finishes the season with the Lakers? Frank Vogel, Russell Westbrook, both, neither. That's our first hour poll question.
Nice.
I'm going to say Russ does. I don't think Frank Vogel keeps his job. Yes, Eden.
Frank is already in that death spiral that no one ever comes out of.
You can't get rid of Russ. Russ makes $44 million a year. And you can't stick around to talk to the media? Okay, you got benched.
That's a healthy living.
Yeah. How about you just say, hey, he's the coach. I want to play. I play hard. I come to play every single night. I'm disappointed, but you know what? I hope to get back in the lineup. Whatever it is. But you walk out? Yeah, Paul.
I've never lived in Los Angeles, but I'll bet $44 million goes a lot further in Oklahoma City. I'm not a real estate expert, but that'd be my guess.
Yes. Here's LeBron James talking about the coaching staff for the Lakers.
LeBron, how do you feel like the way you guys as players have been prepared by the coaching staff has affected this recent stretch of play?
Coaching staff has been great. They put us in position to succeed, and it's up to us to go out and handle the business. So, there's always things that we all can do better, but there's no blame.
Well, then don't fire the coach if he's doing his job. Here's Carmelo Anthony talking about head coach Frank Vogel.
As far as Frank go, I don't know what story you use with Frank. I don't read the hoopla, so I don't know what's going on with that. So it'd be hard for me to speak on that. But we got to do it. It's up to us. It ain't up to Frank. Not out there. It's up to us to go out there and execute and play basketball and win some games. When we're doing it in that fashion, it looks good. It feels good. Everybody's happy. But when we don't, we lose games. It looks bad. Guys are frustrated. So it's just a matter of sticking through this and playing through it and winning some games and getting on the road. This is a big road trip for us, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it is. It's a really big road trip for one person. Yes, Eaton.
I kind of wish that Carmelo or LeBron would have been actually, I blame Trevor Ariza. It's his fault. It's not Frank's fault. It's not my fault. It's not Russell's fault. It's Trevor Ariza's fault.
Yeah. You know whose fault it is? It's David Fizdale. Yeah, that's who we're going to blame.
Wayne Ellington. I blame Wayne Ellington specifically for that.
It'd be so great if players just started naming names during the press conference.
Yeah, I blame Marcus Saul. I do. I point fingers right at Marcus Saul.
Malik Monk, if he made a couple more threes, we'd be right in this game.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
combination of Malik and Avery Bradley.
Yeah, Avery Bradley.
A name.
Their fault.
Yeah.